I'm here. Craig Sullivan is here. I guess when we're trying new things, Craig, things don't go the right way. One thing, though, that did go my right way today is nobody spoiled the ending to WandaVision episode 9 for me, so I'm hoping we can make it to the end of the show without anyone fucking this up for us. Hey, everybody. Glenn Huntsman here with the one and only, the incredible right over there, Craig Sullivan. You know him as the founder of Click. You know him as a host of so much great content. So, Craig, I ask you this. Why, oh, why, my friend, are you selling your reputation by doing this show with me?
Because your wife's paying me to. That's why.
Happy Friday, everybody. We love that you're joining us for Friday Night Audit, our amazing happy hour show. We have lots of laughs. We have lots of drinks, talk to a lot of friends, and all of that. So today, Craig, I'm excited about today's show because we're going to be taking the Wayback Machine and sharing our memories of the surprising things we discovered about the hotel business when we first started going to conferences and events. And we're discussing the BS we see in a segment we call, Yeah, Sure You Are, and lots more too. And Craig, you know, what I want to tell everybody out there is they got to share this show right now. Don't you think?
Now. Absolutely. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your family, people you don't like. Tell them too. Share the show.
Seriously. Tell people you don't like. Get them to watch us right now. I prefer if everybody did the insults in there. I've been being slammed a lot lately on social media for having a conscience. So I'm used to parrying back at folks. So get ready. I'm getting ready to drink. I'm getting ready to fight. But Craig, this wouldn't be a show without a guest, would it?
No, it wouldn't. And you know what? The gentleman who's joining us, our families go back 3 generations. What? I dated his mother. I used to party with his uncle, and they still talk to me. So with that being said, we've got Ryan Huntsman, Vice President, National Commercial Services Group of Chicago Title. Ryan, welcome to the show.
I'm here, and I'm still not going to call you daddy.
He does, just not publicly.
Right? Thanks for having me, you guys. Always fun.
It's good to see you, Ryan.
Likewise. Cheers.
Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. So, all right. So this week's drink is Deep Eddy Ruby Red Grapefruit mixed with Tito's Vodka. And, of course, it is sponsored by Chet Ripley Steakhouse, home of the old 96er. And if you eat the whole thing, dinner's on us. Then you add in some dessert, too. We're throwing some Paul Bunyan hats for the kids, so come on down. Chet Ripley's Steakhouse. All right. So, Ryan, what are you thinking with this crazy-ass drink this week? What's going on?
Okay, so somebody taught me, and I will have to say he's probably somewhere in prison, but he taught me the best drink to make is by adding booze to your booze. Don't mess around with a mixer, okay? So you'll notice that Deep Eddy's here is actually a vodka. And what you do is you give it some ice cold Deep Eddy's and you mix your vodka with some vodka. And you put that in your Chicago Title mug, shameless plug, and enjoy.
Wow. I cannot believe you had the audacity to do a shameless plug before a plug-a-palooza at the end. Now you're going to have to drink up.
Indeed. Not a problem.
My God, what were you thinking with this?
Come on, it's great.
That's horrible.
No way. You're going to be on fire all night.
Oh, my God.
I would like to tell everybody for the 4th week in a row, and this being the 4th week of the show, I forgot our incredible cocktail intro. So while Craig is vomiting, let's play that. Craig,
I've got to wash that down with something that's colder that I like, and it'll still remain nameless. Hey, our number 1 fan, Amy's here, and I also saw Doreen Lalati in the house. Thanks for joining us again.
Welcome, ladies. I see Nikki's here and Suzanne's here. This is awesome. I hope everyone's grabbing yourselves a cocktail and enjoying along with us right now. So, Ryan, Thanks for being here. And we understand that, you were more of a latecomer to the hotel business specifically. And I'm curious as to maybe you could share a couple of experiences you have in hotels and on the road and how it connects to why you love this ridiculous drink that you're preaching over here.
Okay. I already know how all these are going to segue. And it all started with people like Craig and Doreen, who I just saw in there. Doreen, your mugs are in the mail. So the deal is we would travel with Craig, and I would notice we'd pull up to the Biltmore in Arizona, and this red carpet would be rolled out. We'd go to the same room that he's been in for the last 20 plus years, and it was the best time we ever had. So I started thinking, boy, this guy's got it down. Well, over the last couple of years, I went my own way. I was a securities advisor as a recovering title rep. And in the meantime, started an escrow company with a friend, which we later sold back to Fidelity. And I started talking with Craig, asking how I was going to do my part deux. How am I going to reinvent myself now that I'm an adult and start working real hard? And he just said, well, there's one way you never have to pay for a hotel room. But he said, really, it's a family. And he started reminding me of some people that I had met over the years, not even in the industry, like Doreen and Oliver and, all these great people that I shouldn't say Oliver's too great, if hopefully he's listening to hear that. But, you start to get
a social media clip just so he could hear it.
Perfect. So, we all start to get to know each other, and we get on this little circuit and we go to our conferences. And then, conferences, they get better and better every year. Now we have things like Click that we can look forward to every year. And now we're all this big, happy family. And it's not a big deal when we're working on the weekends or we're working at nighttime. It's just kind of what we do. And we all look forward to seeing and speaking with each other. Gosh, just the other day at Craig's Click conference, I think it was the first time we were all together in almost a year since his last Click. Yeah. But it was so great to see everybody. It just felt like home again. And to get to the final part of your question, the transactions aren't easy. They're tough, and that's why we work nights and why we work weekends, and that's why we need Deep Eddies vodka.
I've read about the complications of the title closure deals and all that kind of stuff. I'm more concerned about your drinking issues over there. And so why would you mix booze with booze? Is just so you could get drunker quicker because you appreciate shortcuts?
Yeah, exactly. We don't need to mess around. I think I may have mentioned earlier before the show started, I have little children. So what happens is I leave work and I come home to really start my job. And that's better done with a good buzz.
Yeah, I totally agree. Craig?
Yeah, there's one thing, I need to correct Ryan on, okay? I never said he'll never pay for a hotel room again. I said he would never pay rack rate again. So to our hotel family out there, I did not give away rooms, okay?
As a revenue manager, Craig, I resent you giving away my rooms without even consulting me, first and foremost.
I profusely apologize, my friend. Producer David.
Speaking of Deep Eddies, real quick, our professor friend Suzanne, who does a great job up at BC, says that she heard from her students that Deep Eddies donated meals to those in Texas during the deep freeze. So
nice.
Shout out to Deep Eddies. Go and support them as they have supported some people in need.
That is beautiful. Good. Yeah, Deep Eddies is out of Austin, Texas. I believe one of my favorite cities in the country. I love myself some barbecue. I love myself some live music, and I love myself some bridge bats. Those things are insane.
There you go.
Those guys, hundreds of thousands of these bats come flying out from under this bridge and go up into the sky, and it's like the most incredible thing. Or maybe that was the mushrooms they ate. Either or, it's pretty cool. Austin, Texas.
No, I think it was mushrooms, the Stubbs barbecue, and sitting in the park with the bats coming out at night.
Yeah, I got to go to a high tech party at Stubbs Barbecue with the blues band. That was a whole lot of fun, man. I love when events take place in Austin, Texas, because that's my type of city, right? Yeah.
That's a great city. It really is. It's a lot of fun.
Yep. Oh no, we got some breaking news. We got some. What's going on? What? Oh, God. Oh my, Craig. Bruce Ford's in the house. Oh my God.
Let me tell you, if you're going to Texas, okay, the best parties are with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, hands down, okay? You don't remember that high-tech party? Come on now.
Party. I'm just, I took an oath.
I still have a Polaroid. That's how many years ago that was.
Yeah, funny. Bruce has been in the industry just as a couple of weeks ago, 25 years. And I think I came into the industry like a week and a day after him or something like that. So it's incredible. We've been around for this long. Bruce and I first met at the conference scene. So us getting to talk a little bit about our first experiences with conferences just became a little bit more special.
Wow. Yeah. First conference in the hotel business. I remember one, AHLA in Reno, Nevada. Way back in the day when the AHLA would have their own exhibit hall and their own kind of event, probably had 600-700 people at it at the time. This is 1997. And they asked me to come speak in Reno, and we had a bowling championship, obviously, because that's what you do in Reno. And we had Bud Light pins for bottles. There was a bottle of Bud Light that looked like a big ball pin. And that brings back some memories. Wow, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, 25 years.
There you
But
go.
that
Well,
was
all
at
three
the-
of us met at a conference. So,
All right.
yeah.
So hold on, guys. I need to make this part of the show official. All right, taking a look at the big news this week. Sure, a lot of silly stuff happened in the hospitality industry. You know, deals were made, blah, blah, blah. But I think the most important piece of news has been overlooked this week, gentlemen, is Scotch whiskey tariffs have been suspended in a new agreement with the United States.
Woo!
Out tariffs from 25% to absolutely nothing. So congratulations to all of our alcoholic friends out there. We're very excited for you. I believe President Biden has declared a national holiday on Monday to celebrate this.
There is.
Much. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I like it. You know, the interesting part about the UK these days is they almost got to rewrite all their import-export because of the Brexit. So that seems to be a great gratuitous thing for America to do to kind of kickstart that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be absolutely awesome over there. All right. So there was a comment that I'll bring up. Bruce, you're the Stephen Hawking of hospitality.
I love that.
Amy, you're the best.
Yeah, the sad thing is at conferences, they usually have to take him out in a wheelchair. So he is indeed the Stephen Hawking.
Usually with force too, right?
Yeah, brute force, indeed. Or I guess your case, Bruce force. Is
Yes. Space Force, Bruce Force. What's the difference? What's the difference?
All right. So, listen, everybody, we're seeing a sign that events are really coming back in person. You heard over there when our friend Craig said that his event's going to be in person. We're going to the Hunter Hotel Investment Conference coming May 10th through 12th in person. So we're excited to talk about a little bit about conferences and stuff like that. So we're going to talk a little bit about things that surprised us the first time we saw or experienced something at hotel industry events. So for me, I was really amazed about how amazing it could be that a CEO can sound incredible on stage, yet actually said nothing of note the entire time. That's one of the things that I've always noticed. Another thing I've noticed is that why is it that certain people need to crash the buffet the second the events start? Why are they afraid there are not going to be enough shrimp? So, Craig, what's something that you've seen?
You know, you're right. They do have to get to the buffet first, but very first conference I was at was the second to the last year of the old UCLA conference, which morphed into Alice. Okay. And at the time that was being held at the Century Plaza here in Los Angeles. And I came in and there were people everywhere. And I must have had this shock and awe look on my face. Next thing I know, there's this beautiful woman walking up to me saying, "Hi, I'm Stacy Silver. Who are you?" And Stacy took me under her wing at that very first conference and started introducing me to people. Then I did a deal a couple of years later with Doreen Lalani over at Westmont, and we were there. And Doreen always impressed me because she was holding court. She'd have a table and chairs, and people were coming to see her all the time. And we got a couple of deals closed, and I'd watch people come in, they'd peel off, I'd sit down, somebody else come, and I'd peel off again. And we have the brightest and the best in this industry. We really do. And all of us can have the ability to talk a lot and say absolutely nothing.
Ryan, what about you?
Okay, I think mine has to be a lodging conference. So I knew Craig was in title insurance, but I didn't know, who he knew in the industry or if anybody knew him in the industry. And all of a sudden, it's like I'm walking with the mayor down the hallway. It was, we couldn't make it more than 5 feet without being accosted. And there were two little pearls that he imparted on me. Was one, as a fellow vendor that's kind of on the outskirts of this industry, he said, you got to align yourself. And he said, go over there and meet that guy who sells all the mattresses. And he gave me 5-10 minutes about why an alignment with the mattress salesman is to my benefit. And oh my gosh, it turns out it was the truth. Yeah. I learned so much from my 5 minutes with the Sealy salesperson. And then the thing started to end, and we get to the nighttime. And that's when I realized how shameless and kind of ballsy a lot of people in our industry are at the music session. There were some incredibly talented and competent musicians, and then there were the complete opposite. And they both got up there with a huge smile and just went for it.
All right, so let me explain. So at the lodging conference, on the final night, there's a tradition there that all of the musicians that are in the audience, all the hoteliers out there, have a chance to go up on stage with the band and play an instrument. Now, what you're talking about is some people are great. They are freaking pros, and you go, holy cow, I can't believe this individual had that talent. Yep. And here are the others.
I kind of like the others more. They're just so much more entertaining.
I know. And what really shocks me about the others is that there's no self-awareness that they are of the other group, listen, anytime I would have to get up on stage, I'd have to be up there singing Danke Shane or something like that. So people knew that I was in on the joke, that I suck, right? To be that blind. But then again, there was an open bar, so I could see where that can go wrong.
Well, Glenn, the next time you go to the lodging conference, you should bring your boys. I mean, they're tremendous jazz musicians, from what I can tell. I think they would really enjoy that, right?
Yes, because seriously, my sons, Ben and Jake, every night at the dinner table, they're like, Dad, when can you take us to a hotel conference? We hear the breakout sessions are amazing. Please. And I really want to be in a room learning how to do small talk with people, and I'm having trouble getting out of conversations easily. Can you help me out? So,
well, they're full-blown teenagers now, so if it's got a good pool and it's nice and warm, they'll probably be in.
Dude, full-blown. They turned 17 in a couple of weeks, which is insane. I don't know how that happened. But that's a story for 2 or 3 deep eddies down the road from tonight. But I will say, guys, as we're talking about how excited we are that conferences are coming back, I'm going to be a speaker at the lodging conference this year. And today, this very day, I not only booked a room for the lodging conference, but I got a gig in Florida, and I went on the Delta Airlines site. I had to move the cobwebs away from it and stuff like that. But I actually started looking at booking flights again. And I really feel like this isn't just an oddball thing. This is going to be like the thing going forward. I really feel like it's happening now. Things are coalescing, and I'm going to be traveling a lot more and collecting more great stories from the road to share with you guys.
Love it.
I booked a flight yesterday.
That's the breaking news.
Bruce, you got a story about that, right?
I do. So Sunday is 365 days since I've been on an airplane. And that was the last time I went was to Click. So my family and I, my grandchildren, my children and I have been pining to go away for a little while. And we're on our 4th postponement of our Disney Vacation Club trip down to Disney World. So to me, it's quarter poles when you're doing travel booking. We've had the hotel and the resort reserved for a little while. But the real, are you going to commit to it, is when you actually go buy the plane tickets. So last night at 7:45, I said, okay, I'm going to call Delta. Now I have 6 people traveling plus an infant, okay, which is not a minor thing. It takes 45 solid minutes.
Actually, Bruce, an infant is a minor.
Yes. Takes 45 minutes on the phone to do it. And when I called Delta on the Elite line, it says your wait's an hour and 55 minutes. Okay, so that dropped me back in my chair for a second. I was like, maybe everything I've been saying about travel coming back is true.
That's pretty good news, bad news. Like the first time I was stuck in traffic, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. People are out again. Now I'm back to,
Yeah.
go on.
So I selected the call back feature. Okay, and I set my alarm. I put my headphones in, seeing how long it was going to take. Took about 40 minutes. I got a call back. And when I got a call back, person knew who I was. You know, they're like, Mr. Ford, welcome back. What is it? Can I do for you? And I said, well, my family's ready to take the first trip in a year. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Where are you going to go? I said, Mickey Country, you know, because Orlando's airport code is MCO, which is Mickey Country, right? So they said, well, that sounds wonderful. And of course, between there and there is like, you need to give them 27 pieces of information before they can actually go away and book this trip. Okay. And so I'm giving her this information, and she clearly was not expecting to book a round trip for 7 people, you know, coming 2 months away using my miles. Okay.
I love it.
And dealing with all of that. But she was as pleasant as could be. Took about 40 minutes. But the best part of what I experienced there is that there was booking 6 mileage tickets is a challenge because you can't get the same fare for all 6.
Right.
Typically, there's only so many at one number and so many at the next number. And that was clearly happening when she was starting to do the tickets. But she was able to normalize all of it, give me the best itinerary that I wanted, and would go as far as doing everything except booking the seats because she said, you know, we have 4,000 people on hold, right?
Woo!
Wow.
I said, whoa.
That's amazing.
And I'd say that it sounded like she was in an office more than she was in a, like a booth doing calls, if you will, because she picked up the phone like she was holding on to the handset. You could hear it kind of slam around a little bit. Not that she was wearing headphones or a headset like me. So I had clearly reached a manager level person, and she was just so wonderful. And I even had to tweet about it, how nice Delta did for me. And so I was able to get 6 tickets at 26,000 miles apiece to take the family down to Orlando.
26, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a smoking deal. 26,000 miles each plus surcharges. So I think I paid $150 and what's that? 55,000 miles, 56,000 miles.
Wow.
There you go.
A really good deal. And it was just a great experience for the first time I'm going to, travel. But I've looked at that first travel thing and I've said, I think not traveling for a year is probably the longest I haven't traveled since I was probably 10 or 11 years old. I mean, I would go on trips every year, even before I was a business person. So it's crazy to me that it's been that long. But the test really is, can you feel safe? Does your family think it's safe? Do you feel it's safe? Because obviously I would like to turn the spigot on as fast as possible to begin to travel again.
Right.
And every single week that I talk to people in the hotel business, more of my friends and more of my colleagues are traveling every week. And that's really escalated just in the last 2 or 3 weeks as a result of more vaccine penetration and a result of the government changing. I mean, today was the first day we had reported that yesterday there were actually 2 million vaccines administered in the United States. That's the first day. And that was a big goal for the Biden administration, and it happened in about 75 days. So that's unbelievable.
There's producer David.
Well, I'm just going to co-sign off of what Bruce is saying. In terms of travel, my family, I'm not going, but my wife, and my daughter are actually going to be going to Orlando Friday, a week from today.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be heading down there for a couple of days to go do the whole Harry Potter experience.
Nice.
So, really no concern with them traveling whatsoever, especially, going down to Florida. But to your point, Bruce, about the vaccine and kind of that starting to open things up, we've talked about, the Resorts World Catskills on this show before. If you don't know Resorts World Catskills, check them out. There's my plug. But, when I was there with the family for the second time after we went and shot No Vacancy, it was only a week or two later. It wasn't very long between the days. And there was a noticeable difference in terms of the amount of people moving through the casino midday through the nighttime. And I was talking to, the VP of Ops, and he was saying that they've noticed the same thing. And it was all 50 and up, 55 and up. And he was saying that as people are getting the vaccines in that area, they're getting much more comfortable to go out to places like casinos, to places like these typically large gathering type locations.
Yeah, because at
isn't
first,
that also where they just said at a magic hour of 10 p.m. or something that everybody has to?
No, now it's 11 o'clock.
Oh, 11.
So originally when we first went there,
is like they had a meeting with the coronavirus, and the virus said, all right, I won't come out until after 11. So
when Glenn and I first went there, yes, magic hour was 10 o'clock. So if no one knows what that means, basically the casino, the restaurants, the bars, everything had to be shut down by 10 p.m. And not shut down as in we're closing at 10 and everyone's out by 10:15. Everybody has to be out by 10, meaning 9:30 is when things start to wrap up.
Right. Yeah.
But when I went back 2 weeks later, I guess in the infinite wisdom of the government, it was now pushed back an hour. So coronavirus was no longer that dangerous between 10 and 11.
Wow. Amazing. You know what else is amazing is that 2 out of 3 people in this top row have gotten haircuts. Can anybody tell who did not get a haircut? I don't know. I got a box on me. Boom.
All right. All right. So another thing that surprises me,
Thank you, David.
another thing that surprised me at conferences, the first time I ever went to an AHOA conference, and I tried to go get my badge, and it was like A to Z, and then 50 more boos, and it was like Patel, A-B, Patel, C-B. I had no idea what I was getting into at that point, and I thought that was absolutely fascinating. But another thing that really surprised me is the schemes that people will go through to try to figure out how to get themselves onto a trade show floor without actually getting
God. Yeah.
I don't understand how they do that. And what about this one? What about when they roll out the snack cart and people, like somebody goes up and they start taking all the snacks like they're a Depression era grandmother or something like that.
Well, Glenn,
It's Costco.
Actually getting coffee at AHOA is an experience too.
The ice cream cart at AHOA too.
Yeah. Coffee doesn't come just black. It has milk in it already. And it's a very different experience.
Yeah.
Knowing you like your espresso, Glenn, can't find it anywhere with the free coffee.
You know what? I'm not worried about that because I've been around long enough that I get my coffee before I go over to the conferences. Conference coffee typically sucks. I think the worst conference coffee I ever had in my entire life. No disrespect to the late Sheldon Adelson, but the Sands Convention Center, worst effing coffee of my life. It made the corner deli coffee at 42nd Street in the 1970s was so much better than this kind of crap that they tried serving over there.
Well, what do you
I'm
think
pretty sure
about-
he was the one making it too. That's just
the first thing that they did when Sheldon had passed away is they sold the Las Vegas Sands location. I mean, that was huge news. Wow, they're not even in Las Vegas anymore, and their casinos overseas make 4 times more than the Las Vegas location.
Vegas ones, yeah.
You could have a whole
We've got
show
some other breaking news,
about
today
about the new Vegas.
It involves 2 titans of industry, Bruce Ford and Ryan Huntsman.
Yeah,
You know that?
I did not. Tell me, please. I'm excited to hear. I'm a
They
Twitter.
have inked a deal where Chicago Title and Mr. Huntsman will be receiving information from our good friend Bruce Ford in Lodging Econometrics.
You stole my thunder. I haven't told Bruce yet.
Yeah,
All right.
Well, that's what you get for this horrible drink. That's all I can tell you.
That's what Deep Eddies does to people. It gets them to disclose. Bruce, we'll talk afterwards. I'm excited to say that I got approval from our management company to start using Lodging Econometrics starting in this next month. So I want to put together a contract and start using your services.
Well, that's great. You're going to make a lot more commission. That's
I hope
gonna be
so.
good
That's
for
that's
you.
the goal of it, right?
That's good for you. More sundresses for the girls, right?
We were very close, and Bruce and I were dancing, and it was probably February of last year.
And
our
videotaped
company,
them dancing.
yeah, we were just about to sign the contract, and then all of a sudden, all of our construction business and all of our hotel business, CMBS, everything had just stopped. So it's been, a year since I got to see Bruce, and this was the first chance I knew I was going to get to see him and have a drink with him. So I was excited to share that we're really excited about it. I've talked to some other people that use your data and information. They say it's invaluable, and I'm a darn fool for not doing it sooner. So I'm excited to call you on Monday.
To be fair, you're a fool for a lot of other reasons.
It started with Craig, right?
It did.
You were a fool
Before
for
you were
telling
born.
Craig before the show.
Well, which one of us is dressed up as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle as an adult, Glenn?
Yeah, that would be me. I also dressed as a superhero for Craig's conference yesterday, but that's a story for another day.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. So
All
I got one more conference story.
Great. And then we're going to have to take a very important commercial break.
All right, one more conference story. So the first time I ever went to the New York University Hospitality Conference, also known as NYU, okay? It really does function differently than any other conference. And it was the first conference that I ever went to where you absolutely had to wear the best suit in your closet every day. Your shoes must be, shiny as possible. And everything about your look was so important. And when you walked into that first event on Monday morning, after everybody been out all night on Sunday, that first event on Monday morning was the who's who of the industry, where CEOs would be not only on the stage, but sitting in the audience. And that dropped me back a few steps the first time I saw that, to say that, wow, is this the event of the events of the industry? And I came to learn that that Monday morning at NYU was the most important day of the year in hospitality when I was growing up in the business. That's my story.
Wow.
Then Bruce Ford learned the most important day of the year is being at the bar in Vegas.
But for sure, Glenn. I mean, just for fun.
All right, everybody. I think it's the perfect time for us to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this important message from our sponsor.
At Days Inn, we're serious about family fun and value. In fact, we host more visitors to the Orlando area than any other lodging chain, even Holiday Inn. And we cost less. Days Inn rooms are full-size and comfortable, and there are over 300 Days Inn locations from Florida to California. Maybe we're a better place to stay than Holiday Inn for less. Try us just once and compare. You'll see. Days Inn. We're working to be the new standard in American lodging.
If they could see you now out on a fun ship cruise. You know, last year nearly 500,000 people took vacations on Carnival. So on your next vacation, take a 3, 4, or 7-day cruise on Carnival, the most popular cruise line in the world.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Friday Night Audit. I, of course, am Glenn. We've got Craig. We've got Ryan. We've got Bruce Ford. We've got producer Dave. Everybody here, please share this show on social media. And remember, you guys could be a sponsor just like Carnival Cruises and Days Inn. So here's how. Just drop me a line, Glenn at novacancynews.com. Let's talk. Let's make it work. Let's have you be a part of this show. All right, guys.
And if they don't want to sponsor the whole show, they could be a segment sponsor.
Be a segment sponsor. Just give me a call. Let's talk about it. Let's have some drinks. Let's have some cocktails. Let's have some more drinks. Then some more cocktails. Then we'll talk about a little bit of business over there.
Alcohol and alcohol.
Right. Right. So, okay, everybody. So, I love running these old school ads. I say it every week. I just think they're so much fun. Bruce, how cool was that? Looking at the Days Inn ad, I'm thinking, forget about staying at Disney Vacation Club. You're going back to 1986 and going to a Days Inn.
You know, it's funny because that ad probably played in my house when I was a kid. And I think that was actually back when Mike Levin was running Days Inn at the day. And I spent a lot of time with Mike. Of course, he's published a new book. And really good. Really good. Those are pretty cool. Kathy Lee Gifford. So Carnival Cruise Lines. I mean, how many years ago was that? Can you name the guy in the Days Inn commercial? He looked like the guy that was hosting like Tic-Tac-Toe back in the day. I know that wasn't Wink Martindale.
Tic-Tac-Toe, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't Wink Martindale, but it was somebody prescient like that. Couldn't pick out his name, but.
Could you name who's got a new book out?
Mike Levin had a new book out about the hotel business.
No, who in this room's got a new book out?
Hey, I co-authored a book with my friend Sean Worker over there. It's called The Adapters out right now. Check it out. My name's in print. Real book. So this is very exciting.
Cheers.
It's got pages. It's got everything. So
does it have blank pages?
357 of them, but that's okay. We're going to get to filling in the content as time goes on. But don't worry about it. We're here for you. You can check out.
Will you be releasing an audio book too, Glenn, where you can give me a nighttime bedtime story? You'll read it to me?
Let's do a quick reading for Bruce Ford. It's refreshing to see many of the trade organizations have made efforts to align their message. C-19 is undoubtedly an imminent threat to humanity. It's also a pandemic of industrial destruction to travel. Wow, this is really uplifting. I'm glad I read a book that
I almost lit myself on fire. All right.
No, we recorded a lot of these interviews back in the early days of when all the shit was going down, and we really talked about how people in travel and hospitality are making great adaptions and all of that kind of stuff. I don't want to talk about that right now. Go to theadapters.net, see it for yourself. I want to continue to have fun with these boys over here tonight. So, Craig, where are you not this evening?
Where I'm not is the GD&C Skyview Lounge and Speakeasy in my studio office.
Nice. I like that.
Where are you at, Glenn? Or not? Where are you not at?
Well, I got to give you kudos for coming up with a name even more complicated than the Huntsman Pool Club Resort and Smokehouse. That's pretty impressive.
And I remembered it, and I've had a few beers.
I know. I am at a hotel right now. I promise you. And I forgot which one of Chesapeake Hospitality's hotel this is. I believe it's the Peregrine Hotel that it's at right now. I would have remembered a couple of beers.
Chris Green. You paying attention, Chris?
Yeah. Oh,
That's a beautiful room.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. But I can't wait to go see this particular place. I can't wait to get traveling again and stuff like that. Yes, go to F to Sleep was really
Amy, that was perfect.
That's a great one.
That's our number one fan.
She's always knocking me around. What can I say?
Hey, Red, I wish I would take my own advice. I could use that kind of cash. But of course, he's talking about No Vacancy Live. Nobody's getting any information of value on this show.
No. Why would we do that?
I've got something. This should be good fodder for our group. You see this?
Oh my goodness!
Nice.
April 1st.
All
Wow.
right, breaking news.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
That is
Play
amazing.
5 live and in person
Good
October.
for Anaheim.
Yes.
Good for Anaheim.
We know we all have some mutual friends with some assets right around the area that are going to be ecstatic, and they've been waiting for this, and I'm so happy for them.
I got to tell you guys, this is so symbolic of things coming back right now. With California, the most strictest state in the land that you guys live in over there, doing this, that's such great news. I wonder, although there's probably got to be a hook. They're allowed to open to like 0.5% of capacity or something like that.
15 people every hour are allowed in, right?
Yeah.
Now's the time to go then.
Yeah,
You can't spend more than 5 minutes in the Millennium
The
Falcon.
line to get in will be more dangerous than actually getting in. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy.
my God.
Speaking of that, one of the things in Orlando that I've noticed, Disney Springs is probably the most crazy thing about Disney these days, is you wait sometimes 60 to 90 minutes to go through a temperature check to get into an outside shopping mall.
Oh, yeah, Disney Springs, yeah.
Yeah, which seems wild to me, but even in our plans for April, I have no desire to go over there because it just seems.
Why would you? Yeah.
It seems silly. I can't believe that.
Hey, no lines. There you go, Amy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which
Craig,
lines are we talking about?
So 15 people going every hour.
This is a family show, Bruce.
Yes, that's what I heard when Glenn said "bah!" right in the first 5 seconds of the show. I heard it was a family show.
I don't know about your family, but that's the way we talk in this house.
It's a family.
Yeah, my wife taught all of our children how to use saucy language. But funnily enough, they don't really do that. They just look at her when she speaks that way. And anytime I use a bad word around the house, I get yelled at because I don't usually use them around the family. I'm so used to being on stage and doing broadcasting stuff. I've mostly eliminated foul language from my life, which is so sad.
Till Friday night audit.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, you let one fly right away tonight, so with no hesitation. So there's that.
I've been working on a year of being stuck mostly at home has done that to me. Not being able to know you guys in person, makes me a little angry.
Now, I got to jump with a question for Ryan. Ryan, so you've apparently known Craig for a long time, right? Is that fair to say?
So I would say too.
Longer than he's been alive, actually. He's known Craig.
So give us the juicy details about Mr. Craig Sullivan. What do we need to know to hold over his head so we can get him to do whatever we want?
It's actually pretty easy. Tequila and Corona and good barbecue.
Oh, there you go.
Craig?
Yeah. Yep. Glenn knows this, David. It's all about KISS. Keep it simple. Corona, tequila, barbecue.
And show McKenna some love. You're in.
No. Van Halen.
And Van Halen.
Speaking of music, let me ask you guys something. Glenn, we'll start with you. What music have you downloaded, bought a CD?
No, Craig. Let's start with this. On Plague Island for the last year. So talk a little bit about the music that we're into. Craig, take it away.
So You know, music's a big part of everybody's life, especially on this panel. Glenn, what did you download? What's gotten you through the pandemic?
All right, stuff that's got me through the pandemic. I love the band Vulfpeck, Vulfpeck, Vulfpeck. They are funk. They're making it happen. They got grooves and rhythms that make me want to dance all night long. I freaking love these guys. Pre-pandemic, They sold out Madison Square Garden for the first time. This band is absolutely awesome. You all need to check them out. If you really like rhythm, if you really like that kind of sound, man, I love these guys. So I'm checking them out. On the flip side, if you want a good music to chill out by, perfect for hanging out in the backyard when you got the candles going and it's getting a little dark at night, you want to have that kind of chill vibe, a band called Krungbin. They're this awesome trio that really has a great style of music. You're going to freaking love them both. So those are two bands I got into. And when we circle back around to me, I got something else to share with you. Ryan, what about you?
Okay, I'm going to keep this as brief as possible. First is what our go-to right now is during family dinner. Look up Astrid Gilberto. She's phenomenal. She's got a good kind of a Spanish, Portuguese twist, plays with Sergio Mendes, a lot of those good types. And I'm going to make this as quick as I can, but I have to share an amazing music story.
Yes.
So, and it ties in with hospitality.
No need to make it quick.
So I'm in Montana and I play in a golf tournament. Then I went into a rodeo and it gets to midnight fast.
Montana, the same amount of people allowed into Disneyland, about 15 total.
Right? Well, I end up at a resort and I end up at a bar in the resort about 10 minutes before closing and begged the bartender, please just give me one more drink. You could tell by my bright red face and my slurring words that I really need one more. And he gave in and said, no problem. So he serves me the drink. I grab a $10 Walmart guitar off the wall. My buddy grabs a pool cue and starts playing pool. And two other random guys walked in the bar. So they got their drinks and they sat down and asked me about myself. And I had enough been served. And I gave them about 10 minutes of real heavy narcissism. Told him all about myself and what a big deal I am because I played at a local bar back in 2004. And finally, that narcissism subsides. So I asked him, what about you? What do you do? He said, I play music too. So that's awesome. Where do you play? So, Red Rocks, the Forum, places like that, Madison Square Garden. And just, oh, shit. Distance yourself from the guitar. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not recognizing you. I'm really embarrassed. I said, well, who'd you get to play with? So my name's Don Felder. I helped to start the Eagles. In fact, I wrote that song, Hotel California, that you were trying to play.
Trying to play. Keyword.
Oh, no. So anyway, it turned out he was in town. He was playing a little private venue, and he had his tribute band to the Eagles. His keyboard player was a past member of Foreigner. He had other members with him. We sat up till 4 a.m. playing Whitesnake and Foreigner. Wow. And I'll never forget it. I threw up on the first tee of my golf tournament the next day, and it was all worth it.
Oh, yeah. Every single thing worth it. Absolutely.
So I had to share.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. Bruce?
I'm an Apple Music guy, Glenn. So every day is different, but probably the greatest thing that for music that's been different for me is to go in the Wayback Machine. Like in Apple Music now, you can say, can I have alternative hits from this 5-year period in the 90s? And you can go back to your college dorm room, or this 5-year period from 2000 to 2005, so you can go back to your party days.
So you just listened to Nelly Furtado's Like a Bird. Yes.
To be fair, if you just
we could play American Idiot anytime you're ready, or any of that kind of stuff. But it's really been fun. I actually just bought a new car this weekend, so the new stereo is fat on fat. So I'm enjoying that.
What kind of wheels you get?
probably my fourth Honda Accord, but this one's got the leather steering wheel and the heated seats and the high-end edition, if you will. So it's really nice. Very nice. Black on black.
Yeah, I know I'm not wearing my Eddie's tomato ketchup shirt, but nothing but the best for you, Bruce Ford.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was
So
nice.
Bruce is talking about his love for Apple, which is great. Look at his headphones. So tell me right now, if you gave Bruce a black silhouette, is he not ready to be in the next commercial?
Oh,
There you go. Love it. Love it.
I could do it. I could do it. Sure.
all right. Dave, being the youngster of the audience, will probably have a different kind of a pick.
You know what's funny? So my family and I watched a lot of Teen Titans Go, and we found this band called BER out of it. And we've been kind of listening to their songs on repeat. So check them out.
BER?
BER stands B.E.E.R. It's the first initials of each of the band members' names.
Kind of like our bar.
Yeah, cool band. Check them out. I like them.
Craig, I mean, I know that you got through with Van Halen, but there has to have been something else.
There was. David, would you bring up that graphic, please?
Oh, I got no lean time whatsoever. I expect to
Oh,
be.
I got one more.
Hey, it's Friday. You don't need
here
lead
drinking.
time.
I mean, come on, people.
Here we go. Sammy Hagar in the circle. Lockdown 2020. Come on. That's got to be the best one. Got to be the best one.
Ooh.
Funky Feng Shui. Yeah, it's a great album. It's got me through a lot. So that was mine. And for everybody out there, Van Halen at their best was with Sammy. They sold more records and they sold out more concerts. So it's Van Hagar.
Wow, Jason Bonham on the drums there.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I like it.
This band's great.
Yeah, they're really good. I was never a huge Van Halen fan, but I got to tell you, I do like the Sammy era, and I do like this. This stuff is good. This is real rock. This is like I also love Foo Fighters. If you want rock, I mean, those two bands to me are very.
So
my wife just screamed from the other room. Oh, me too.
how long did it take you to figure out the title of OU812?
About a second and a half.
I knew so many people that were like, what does that say? Just read it.
Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. Suzanne, the fact that you said the Titans are so annoying, I was feeling bad that I called it BC instead of BU because I'm actually from a school that's initial BC. But now I stick to my original statement, go BC. As the lights appear above me.
Oh, too funny. Too funny.
You need to let me do my poll. All right. We have Suzanne on. We have Amy on.
Yes.
Nikki on. So listen, you guys need to help me out. All of you guys, Ryan, Bruce, Craig are all here.
All right. Well, let me tee this up, David. All right. You know, if you're all right with that. All right. So every once in a while, we come across a crisis so big, we don't know how to handle it. And that's why we're reaching out to you folks out there in our audience, the ones out there can help us find our way, find us, give us some clarity. David, what's the situation? What's going on? Why do we need to go tonight?
So Craig asked the question earlier, which one of the top three of us did not get a haircut? Well, clearly it was I did get one. Anybody who's seen the most recent Friday night audits has seen my hair basically covering my face. Craig was gracious enough to point that out when we came on pre-show today. So I got a haircut. I like to style it, make it look a little good. And I got a little bit of rubbing from our veteran hair concierge, Anthony Malcurie, who has tremendous hair experience. So I come on the show on one day right after the haircut. He loves the haircut. Looks good. Looks great. All that great stuff. The next day, we have a great guest on. We had Danny Hughes from Hilton Americas. Yeah. I style it. I want to impress. Look good. Anthony's like, "Where's your other haircut? Now you look like you're in the army. What is this craziness? Go back to the other haircut." I'm like, well, Anthony does obviously have great reasons to have opinions about hair, as Suzanne said. So I decided to bring the conversation to you, the people, little crowdsourcing here. So Without further ado, I need some votes. Number 1 or number 2. I'm going to show you guys 2 pictures. Put in the comments which one you like better. Dave hairstyle number 1. Dave hairstyle number 2.
I like your aloofness by not looking at the camera for these.
Okay, it's for artistic purposes.
Good answer, David.
He's actually got a show off Broadway.
We need to go back and forth one more time.
Hair 1, hair 2. Like the eye doctor. Which can you see better? 1 or 2? 1 or 2?
You're screwed. It's going to be 50-50 on this.
How long's your ponytail on one?
Hey, let me know if I've got the tiebreaker.
You could be at Miss Harris. That's fine. There's no ponytail back there, Bruce.
No? Is there a bun? Yeah. Is there a bun in the back?
Bruce Bahamari. I just saw they.
I think I like 2.
2 is getting a lot more plays than I expected. I'm honestly shocked.
It's like
I'm going 1.
So going 1, 2. Amy's
1,
going
2, 3.
Going
1,
2.
2, 3. I got 5 2s and 3 1s. 6. Oh, 2 is winning out.
Amy's getting very aggressive with the 2s.
I love it. Yeah.
I guess it's fair to say that Anthony really does know what he's talking about.
Ooh.
I agree, Suzanne.
Suzanne, I think you're right.
I agree with that. See, I agree with that statement. I think I look like I have a 4th grade bowl cut. If it was up to me when I'm doing something important, so not this show, but other things important.
This is the perfect opportunity.
I would have a nice hairstyle here. Number 1, looking nice, have a nice suit on. Well, more Italian than Dracula, Amy. Come on.
Oh my God, Dracula. That's funny.
So
Dracula.
I come out looking
That's
like
funny.
I mean, I think
Daniel.
prepubescent boycott. I agree. I don't know. Maybe next Friday I'll do a different hairstyle, and you guys can vote on 2 or 3.
Well, the one thing that this hairstyle does is that you look like you got 3 layers, because your eyebrows are a little bit bushy. You obviously have the stash and the beard and the hair. So when you look at it straight on, it's a very different experience than the photo that you presented.
That's right. And when we talk hair,
And we're talking about women here who are looking for the experience here, David. So, I mean, it's...
Oh, Dave.
Okay.
Hey,
And if I don't get a big old middle
finger.
finger for that one, well, then I've probably done something wrong.
Oh my God.
No middle fingers.
Sorry, Dave. I didn't realize you were doing that. All right, Craig, you were saying?
I was saying, a couple of weeks ago, you asked a very important question, and we probably should have had producer Dave do a survey like this. You asked about the wild eyebrow hair. Nobody.
It was only in the show notes. I never mentioned it. I never actually.
On this show? Yeah, we never talked about this.
He did in the opening, and I've got the answer for you. It's your glasses. You can't see it because it's hidden by the glasses, and if your glasses are off, you can't see it.
I don't know, man. Every once in a while, I go like this, and all of a sudden, I pull out this eyebrow hair that's like 12 feet long. I'm like, "What the f? Where
That's called being 50.
Aging gracefully.
Listen,
I have an eyebrow hair controller, better known as my wife Paula.
Thank goodness. And I would like to say that I've really been focused on the ear hair, and I'm worried about that. I had a tutor for math when I was in 10th grade because, shocking, not a great student. And I had this tutor, and he had the eyebrows that just went on for days, and he had this ear hair. And like I was like plagued by the whole notion of like, don't you look in the mirror? Don't you see what's going on here? What are you thinking, dude? How do you go out in public like this every day and not think that people are looking at you and going, what the fuck is going on with your ear hair? So
he was part of the cast of Dune.
Boom! I took the sacred oath to make sure that when I got to be his age, I would have no ear hair. And to this day, every morning I wake up and I go, all right, we're good to go.
Let me tell you guys, there is nothing more rousing to end a show than Glenn's ear hair.
I know. And you didn't bring up any Grumpy Glenn stuff, and I had at least 2 instances.
You were supposed
No, put the Grumpy Glenn shit back up. Come on.
You were supposed to have the Grumpy Glenn segment.
Okay. New hashtag. Everybody go out there and use that. Grumpy Glenn. Hashtag Grumpy Glenn.
2 ends.
2 ends.
Yeah. Don't mess it up. Then it'll be hashtag Grumpy Glenn.
It'll really be grumpy if you only spell it with 1 N, okay? And there's somebody in this panel that constantly spells his name with
And
1
that
N.
will constantly piss him off, too.
Nose hair. Yeah, there
Trust
you go.
me,
There's
he's
another one.
corrected me on that.
Right. I started correcting him 15 years into our relationship because I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like, seriously, seen my name in print a couple of times. I was a magazine writer.
What is print? I don't know what
Glenn,
that
in
means.
the book, does it have 1 N or 2? Did you check?
You know, I got to talk to my mom about this. Maybe she fucked up. Maybe it is actually 1 N and everybody's been right.
But no, but Glenn, did you check?
Oh, you're unique with
Is the
2.
book 1 N or 2 N's? Did they print it right in the book?
Have
you looked yet?
He has to check.
I'm just triple checking. I've had a few. But listen, they got that right. But Craig Sullivan's website still has Glenn Hausman with 2 N's on it. So nobody, and my closest, my nearest and dearest, nobody knows how to spell my name. I'm a mystery. I don't know.
Bruce paid me to do that.
All right. We've hit the hour mark. So we should probably end this stuff right now. But before, we've got our favorite part of the show. That's right. It's Plugapalooza, and I'm glad to say that we didn't get to certain content that we could use next week, Craig. That was a little bit easier. I love that. All right, let's plug away. Let's start with Ryan.
Oh man, well I kind of got to it prematurely.
F you, man. You can't plug again. I just kidding. Go for it. Double plug.
I know I kind of did it a little prematurely, but you know I'm with Chicago Title Company.
You were a 20 second problem? Is that
There he is. Look over there. Oh, no.
Who's that?
You want in? There we go. There's one of them.
Hi, Luke.
Anyway, I'm at Chicago Title. A lot of it's because of Craig. He paved a way for me. He still lies and tells everybody I'm the next him. Those are big shoes to fill, but I do work real hard every day for my clients, and we are a national company specifically helping to close title and escrow transactions.
Excellent. I was worried I would have to correct you that this is a plugging segment, not a kissing ass segment. Next week. Bruce, what about you?
Lodging Econometrics. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm also BFINNH on Twitter, and happy to have everybody's support. We've recently released all of our global information, and as Craig said, we're looking to get 2,000 LinkedIn followers as support for Click. It was great to host the opening keynote with Craig yesterday, and spectacularly excited about the return to lodging demand. And everybody, this is my granddaughter, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Hey, Zoe.
She's awesome.
Yep.
Passing it on.
How old is Zoe?
Zoe is 6.5 almost.
Nice.
David?
Beautiful.
And before you plug away, I got to tell you, while I like your hair, your son Fox has got much, much better hair than you. I love that.
Fox's hair has literally gotten me so many free things from our no vacancy discussions just because he's popping his head in all the time. Everyone loves him. Hey, you got to bring Fox here. You got to bring Fox there.
While everybody's watching, tell everybody like what stress you have to deal with him all over you.
So I have a 2.5-year-old. Aside from my 8-year-old, and he is an awesome child, but he loves to be on top of people. So right now he's actually at my mother's house because we're going to head up there this weekend. But if I wasn't, and I would just happen to just be in the bed with him, he would be crawling over my back, my shoulder, throwing a car toy at me, screaming in the camera, into the audio, to the point that, and listen, I don't know if anybody, again, go Resorts World, but Marcio and Marizella from Resorts World, Catskills and Queens, literally to this day now, whenever I speak to them, say, "Hey, how's Fox doing?" Simply because our calls would be me, Marcio, Marizella, and Fox.
Craig, your event's over. What are you plugging?
Well, you know what? We got a couple of things. And producer David, if you'd bring up that merch, that would be great. And Ryan, nope, the other one.
Yep.
Ryan, you're not worthy of a shower curtain.
We gave that one away last week. We're giving away something else this week. No,
We're giving you away Sammy Hagar Circle album.
no, we're gonna give Ryan a Friday night audit backpack. So
Yeah, I have to
that
see
way he
what
can take us everywhere with him. You've got producer Dave and Glenn and me with you, so you're getting a Friday night audit backpack.
And
then Glenn,
Glenn
for
with
you, I've got a roll of pocket gaffer's tape because you've got all that new equipment and packaged up. I figured you needed some gaffer's tape.
Oh my God.
Christmas came early.
Last thing is Click 5 live and in person October 5th.
I said to myself,
Yay!
get some gaffer's tape. What a happy human being. My life is now complete.
I'm here to please.
That is absolutely awesome. All right, everybody, let me shamelessly plug, of course, the adapters. Go to the adapters.net right now. Not only a book, but really cool. It's a whole series of stuff. So we got these QR codes in here. So you hit the QR codes, it takes you to the website. You can watch interviews, you can watch all other sort of stuff. We're going to be doing lots more new content. So not only is it a book that's great to use in classrooms if you're at universities and all that kind of stuff, but it's a continuing series of great content. I'm super excited about this. I haven't plugged in enough. We got Sean coming on next week on No Vacancy. We'll talk about it more. Really excited about it. Nice. Other stuff I'm excited about. This show right here. Really love being with you guys every single week. Thank you all so much for everything. I think I'm done.
Wait. Real quick. I'm no longer going to be a complete failure at my job.
Wait, hold.
You never were.
All right, tell
you
it.
Never were.
The backpack.
Ta-da!
That's
there we go.
So Chris, you going? You're going to DR
Bubble. Aloha, Craig.
My mother is from, or my mother. Wow, my wife is from. 2, you definitely need an FNA backpack. So Craig, where can they go to get one?
They can go get one at the Aloha Craig store at Redbubble.
All right.
I love it. All right, guys. I think we need to wrap this bad boy up. Man, this was so much fun. So glad you could join us for the Friday Night Audit. I'm Glenn Huntsman. We got Craig Sullivan, David Mignano. We got Ryan Huntsman. We got Bruce Ford.
Cheers to the audience.
We'll all
Cheers.
Friday night. Cheers. Happy. A lot of love and light to all of you. Remember, you guys are vibrating with love and light. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Aloha.